Natsu here. Yeah, hey, Natsu here. I'm going to start a new what if, basically to replace my Red Lantern deku. It's going to be what if Deku had the Pink Lantern's power this time. So yeah, so this Deku is, well, like every other Deku, basically born normal for a while. His life is kind of normal, except that this one is a bit different. He has some type of energy around him. Not really showing that much, but people know that there's still something when they're close to him. So, over time, basically, what happens is that, people are actually, yeah, sorry, so basically, Deku is, well, pretty powerful, well, to be honest, but he doesn't kind of show it that much. Basically, he has a small increased strength and durability, so it's not really showing. Um, so the first time that his body, well, his quirk actually shows is a bit after um, that Bakugo gets his. Um, what happens is basically that he's showing his quirk around, and basically Deku didn't go to the quirk doctor yet to basically know if he has a quirk. Actually, everyone is sure that he will have one because of the energy around him. Um, so Deku basically, what happens for his quirk to activate is basically that day before they decide to go. Um, basically, Bakugo's using his quirk and kind of pushing it around, and basically at some point activates it basically just next to Deku. And everyone, even Bakugo's kind of scared by this because, oh no, he basically hurt someone. But Deku basically, what happened was that Bakugo was moving his hand around, Deku was running towards Bakugo, and Bakugo basically placed his hand right in front of Deku's face without looking, and kind of blew it up. Deku, like I said, basically, well, his quirk activated, and basically for the first time, and only time to be more precise, it basically made a construct on its own. In reality, what happened was that, his, well, in his mind, he just thought, protect, well, I need to, I'm going to get hurt, I want to be protected, and it basically just protected him, making his first construction, which was a bubble around him, which Bakugo basically just started laughing a bit because it was pink, color of girl, blah blah blah, which not really, it's but still. And basically after that day, they went to the quirk doctor to see what Deku had for a quirk because, okay, he's basically made a bubble around himself. And Deku's capable of making more, basically. It was his first construct, and he's basically making them whenever he wants, thinking that his quirk is basically to make a shield around himself. They basically went to see if it was actually that. So they basically went, and pretty easily, yeah, kind of. When they go there, they basically ask, like, a. Well, let's say they had a doctor that can basically see the energy of people, or like the life energy, key, whatever. Basically, it's just energy sites. And they say, the person says that normally everyone has his own type of energy, and that depending on what action they do, the color and shape of it will change. But Deku has well, his energy basically is kind of like a ball around Deku that's there constantly. And compared to most people who have white or other type like that, well, other colors like that, basically, like black for people that are mm, evil, people that are sad a lot is blue, people who are mostly in love is pink, like Deku. And she basically explains, well, about that, and says that normally for, well, any kid of that age, the energy she sees around people, no matter who they are, not even what gender they are, they basically don't have that around them. Normally, the color is more like a white or sometimes a bit tainted by another color or by many other colors, but his is fully pink. Like, there's not even a small amount of white or any other color inside of it. Which basically she says that because of how his quirks, well, how the energy seems to be, and as well how his quirks seem to be, that his quirk might actually be something with, well, the emotion of love, which is true. So good for her to know that. Well, good for all of them, to be honest. Basically making it easier. And she basically explained that the aura of someone, um, basically, when they actually get to their aura of a specific color or stuff like that, or the exact way how it's going, well, how they are, basically, the more of that uh, emotion they feel, it gets bigger. And his aura is already pretty big in itself. So, yeah, basically, he has a lot of it at a young age. But she says it's okay, and that it basically means that his quirk might work with that, since it is basically just like energy that he manipulates, so she's thinking that it's that. So basically, they try to see what he can do, which they tell him to basically try to do different things, like his bubbles, and then tell him to try and form something else like a hand, which it does work. And whenever he's happy and that he does something new, he basically tells his mom. And every time she basically, well, over time, basically, he starts to love her more and more in terms of family. And they basically see that it gets a lot more powerful when he is fully um, looking at her about something like that. While in contrast, whoa, okay, that I didn't know about this. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, but damn, I didn't know that it had that in that game. Sorry. So yeah, basically they explained to him that his his quirk seems to be making a type of light construct, basically formed from his own energy, and that the more he feels basically the emotion of love or stuff like that, the more powerful it is. Basically meaning that yeah, he's basically going to get a girlfriend in this one. Not going to lie, basically just a something basically hints at it already. Who it's going to be. I'm not going to say what it is, but you're going to see. So basically, when he finally knows his quirk fully, he basically says it proudly to his class, and some people laugh at him, while some others are basically telling him that it's awesome and that his quirk is pretty much super strong. Actually, even Bakugo, who basically at first thought he had the best quirk because of how flashy it was, he literally can do, well, anything. So, he's basically just thinking, okay, yeah, no, I'm not the best in this one, and basically becomes friend with Deku. Because both of them, well, kind of have extremely powerful quirk. Both of them are basically um, quirks that are different from their parents. So Deku basically over that time, uh, after that, basically the thing with them going in the wood still happens when Chan Bakugo basically falls in the water. This is the first time Deku actually uses the flying ability, which basically he basically tried to help Bakugo, but at the same time he basically jumped without thinking and basically made a light construct of a hand to grab Bakugo and started flying to basically hold him in the air. So yeah, um, they learned that he could also fly in that moment. Um, Bakugo after that basically tried to increase his explosion to try and do something kind of the same, to basically not let Deku go over him. And both of them become really good friends and basically train together a lot because their quirk are basically good to train against one another. And Deku looking at how strong he can make his constructs, and Bakugo testing his explosion on them to see if he can break it, which easily he well before the 10 months of training, because yeah, massive time skip. Um, Deku can make multiple light constructs at once. He basically made himself a suit as well. That he basically tried to see if he could construct something different, like clothes. And he can, but they must absolutely stay sticked on his body, because after that, if you remove them, it basically breaks. So basically, the normal suit of a Pink Lantern is basically his suit that he's made. So he already has his hero suit. Um, Basically, everyone already knew he was going to be a hero. But the moment he did that, basically everyone was just like, yeah, no, he's going to be awesome. simply because, well, it's different from anything they saw, and basically, the name he wants to give himself is Pink Light, simply because, well, that's what he uses. Also, the name they gave his quirk, Pink Light. So he basically would use the name of his quirk to basically do it. Well, that or Love Light, but yeah, Pink Light is basically better, I think. Also, damn. So Deku basically grows up and gets there, and the full strength of Bakugo and Deku, like physical strength, Bakugo has a superhuman strength, but really nowhere near and the point of like, well, Deku. Like Deku's physical strength is, well, actually his physical strength naturally without basically boosting himself would be pretty big enough to basically lift a bus full of people and still be able to fly kind of okay. If he only uses his quirk to fly, if he actually boosts his body with his quirk to move something, uh, he could probably bench press a tank without problem, basically putting him on the level of strength of Spider-Man, which means he has to hold back to not kill anyone. Well, in this one, in this world, it's pretty massively strong, which Bakugo and Deku both knows that Deku's strength is overwhelming. Nobody would be able to fight against that except pro heroes or extremely strong villains. So, they kind of just go with, he's holding back. So for Bakugo, he basically has his explosion about the same as after the forest training camp. So pretty massive boost in power. So basically, for the morning where, well, the day where they talk about future and stuff, Deku doesn't get laughed at because he's literally the most powerful kid in school. And a lot of people think, yeah, he's even stronger than pro heroes. So, which isn't which isn't a lie. Like, there's not a lot of pro heroes who, well, new pro heroes who would be able to fight against him. His physical strength alone is pretty much classed as overpowered. And against Endeavor, he would win because his fire wouldn't be able to burn Deku, like, at all. Making him a force that would be pretty hard to kill no matter what. So yeah. So after basically that happening, Deku kind of just, well, goes back home. He gets attacked by the sludge villain, but basically just bubbles him. All Mights arrive. Deku says he's going to knock out the villain, basically shrinks down the bubble taking all of the air out and basically just making sure that the villain just passes out. Then basically All Might puts him in the bottles, thinks of him as a good candidate, but Deku basically leaves before All Might can tell him, and then before running after him, he basically just realized that his time is almost up, so he can't even do it. After that, Deku basically goes back home, and All Might, not that day, but some days later, meets a girl that basically takes defense of of two other girls from a villain, and All Might decides to ask her if she wants to be the next, user of One for All. When looking at her, he just thinks, that boy's quirk had the same color as her skin. That's funny. If you didn't get it by now, it's Mina. Mina's going to have One for All and be Deku's girlfriend. So, basically, during the 10 months of training, All Might trains Mina. Her acid quirk becomes a lot more powerful thanks to One for All. Basically, she only took like half the time that Deku did, because Deku had never even trained in his life and was basically one of the scrawniest kid around. So she was able to do the cleaning a lot faster, and All Might basically was able to give her One for All earlier. She learned to control the percentage, but didn't do One for All full culling yet. During that time also, the full amount that she can use, because since she isn't that strong compared to what Deku, that much stronger from Deku, even though she had more training afterward with One for All, she's basically able to use around 10% fully, but doesn't try to do like Deku, basically boosting the quirk in a specific place a lot more. So she doesn't have 20% or something like that. Basically, when she does increase it to more, she basically just does like 13 to 15%, making it a lot less powerful than what Deku does, and doesn't unlock her Black Whip yet. So, during that time, Deku and Bakugo decided to train separately for once, to basically make surprises to the other. This Deku, compared to my green Deku, who doesn't know what weapons he can make to basically use his quirk, who basically uses punches or small lasers to disarm. This one basically grew up with and stayed with Bakugo a lot more. His personality of thinking he's better than everyone was toned down, but her mentality of thinking that she isn't better than everyone else. Yeah, no, she basically took a bit from Bakugo in that point, so she's still, he still, why do I say she? But yeah, so basically he's ready to make weapons to attack. During that time, Bakugo is able to learn how to fly and do his special move like AP shots and other stuff like that. After the 10 months of training, um, we basically go to the entrance exam. And what happens there this time is basically he got 100 for the written exam in the assembly with President Mike. Ida only talks about the robot, nothing much there. Then they go to the cities. Deku, basically, what he wants isn't to destroy that many robots, he just wants to protect as much people in this one. Not knowing about the point system, he's basically just thinking, I'm going to get something like 100 points, and after that, helping people is going to be the only thing. So basically, at least have points. So he doesn't talk to Ochako. Well, go try to talk to Ochako, so Ida doesn't do anything. Then Prison Mike start counting. Oh yeah, also this is going to be the moment we see Deku speed. So yeah, Prison Mike starts counting. Ida gets ready. Deku as well. Basically, he turns into his suit that helps him control his power a bit more, which everyone basically sees the pink suit on the guy, and some people start laughing. Ochako de-stress a bit because of that. And then Prison Mike says go, Ida starts running, and Deku just bolts. Like, not even Ida is as fast. And Ida wasn't ready to see someone go faster than him. He basically got scared by it. Like, not too bad, but still enough to basically make him think, what the hell was that? So, Deku basically just went in front of everyone, saw every robot, and just kind of shot the biggest laser he could, and basically wiped out for about 60 points of robot in the first 10 seconds. Everyone just got scared in that moment. Not because they saw someone destroy that many robots, no. Because they saw a kid basically destroy that much points, well, this much points, and it means they need to get the fuck in there to break those freaking robots. So, everyone basically started running a lot faster than they were, basically thinking, I have to go, be right back. Yeah, sorry. So, where was I? Okay, yeah, so after basically everyone starting to run faster, Deku basically went around taking for about what he thought was 50 points, because he didn't saw the exact 60 points that he got. Well, it was a bit more, but he basically lowballed everything. So he got around 112 points. So after that, he basically went back, behind, and just looked for anyone that would be having problem. and basically started helping them when that was happening. So he started to, well, go around and do as much as he could to help people. Whenever someone was in danger, he basically or made a shield or used something to destroy the robot in itself, basically giving him more points. Every time he was saving someone, he was getting points, so that was pretty good. And basically by the time the timer, well, the zero pointer was about to get unleashed, he basically had over like 270 points just from helping people and killing some robots. So everyone just started running when the zero pointer was unleashed, with Nezu basically telling to everyone to look at this kid, basically before unleashing the zero pointer, saying that he would break it. When they unleashed it, Ochako got caught. Some heroes were basically saying that they're going to have to stop the robot before it crushes her, with Nezu saying, "We won't have to. It won't advance anymore." And basically telling, "Look at," and then says the number of Izuku. And basically Izuku was flying in that direction. And basically once about 2 meters behind Ochako, just charge a massive laser and send it straight into the robot's head. Basically from the bottom, sending it up, basically crushing, well, no, destroying practically everything on the way up. The robot was demolished in one single hit. Ochako saw that and was just amazed by the power that this kid had. Everyone else was as well, because what the hell? So, after, well, all of that, Deku just kind of went to her, took the rubble off of her, and asked her if she was okay. She answered she was, which he was relieved, and basically grabbed her and said that he would bring her to the medic. She said thank you, he said no problem, and basically brought her to the door, when Prison Mike finally said, "It's over!" So everyone basically got a lot of points. Deku had the most. Bakugo was a lot more powerful, and basically demolished the robots as well. Getting a lot of hero points, simply thanks to, well, his overall power. So yeah, I'm going to end it here for 2 reasons. I have to go do something else right now, and, well, this video is over. So hope you liked it, leave a like if you did. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I'm going to leave a link to my Discord in the description, and come join us if you want to. Also, subscribe, it's always fun, and you're going to be able to see when I have new videos posted. So yeah, Natsu, out.